We are a slave to all the senses. Suppose I give you something tasting very nicely and ask you to decide something, you will decide very differently. The smell, the taste, the colors, the imagery affects us.
Ramoji, we generally light a lamp, offer incense sticks, and also ring the bell while we do puja. Why do we do all these?
We Hindus are rasikas. You see, we don't believe in this dry words, etc. We want poetry, we want imagery, we want adjuncts. We love variety, we love celebration. We don't want to do something dry. அதனால கிருஷ்ணன்னா ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு கிருஷ்ணன் சிம்பிள்னு பார்க்க மாட்டோம். We want to adorn him. We see him as a child there. We see him as our master. And then we like to offer incense sticks because the smell of incense sticks gives you the spiritual order. I just read somewhere that smell affects how we think and how we decide. Research was done, quoted by one of those Californian research fellows there, professor, who said, suppose you smell garbage bin, that smell is coming in the room, and you are supposed to decide on some important decisions out there, you always end up being tougher than what you generally are because of that smell. If I allow opposite is also true. If I allow a lovely lavender smell, then you tend to decide something more compassionately and softly. We are a slave to all the senses. Suppose I give you something tasting very nicely and ask you to decide something, you will decide very differently. The smell, the taste, the colors, the imagery affects us, which is the reason why in mainstream psychology they are talking about visualization. Everything is only vision. Why should they ask you to visualize a waterfall or a lovely birds chirping on a tree, and why does it give you so much of peace? That's how we are all designed. So some smells like karpuram, like this agarbatti, sambarani, these smells actually provoke divinity in us. And the ringing of the bell, sounds, you see, sounds also has tremendous impact on our way in which we look at things. So we actually feel very positive towards it. When there is a ringing of the bell, it is the closest sound to the unstruck sound called Omkara in our heart. It sort of inspires divinity in us. In fact, I've read a research that an Italian research paper where they said when somebody whispers something in your right ear, you have a better chance of obeying it than if it's whispered in the left ear. So even right ear, left ear are not uniform. So number right la kele, that's why we say Ram Ram in the right ear he whispered. Bojendra Charitrathil you heard that he whispered Ram Nama in the right ear of people. We understand these are all intuitive knowledge by rishis. It's called Apta Vakyam. They are well wishers, so I take it in face value. You can very well look at the research papers there. It says smell influences how you think, how you feel, how you emote, and the sounds influence, vision influence, all the five sense organs. So if you go to a puja room, when you have a ghee lamp, that light from the flame, I believe, is closest to natural sunlight. And that also brings tremendous goodness. And when people give you tirtham, our Swamiji says more than all this, tirtham is something which we ingest, so it's even more impactful for us. We had Tulsi Devi, we had Kungumapu, we had a little bit of green edible camphor. These tastes provoke divinity in us. All that they have designed it that way to help us. See, why can't we use things to our favor? Anyway, we see, so I'm using the vision to sort of provoke and inspire positive divine thoughts in me. And all the images we have, which Bhagavan himself has taken as Krishna or as Ganapati or Murugan, etc., these are the images which are divine, which means it will inspire divinity in us. So it is not an accident. It is not some artist who decided, let me put it that consciously or unconsciously, Bhagavan has taken all these images, consciously or unconsciously, those images, because it is from divinity, inspire divinity. That is the reason why we have bells and we have incense sticks, karpuram, fragrant flowers, all that inspire divinity.
I'm amazed to know that the sounds I hear and what I smell, see, taste all greatly influence the way I think and act. I now understand the relevance behind all the little things we do while doing puja. I realize that lighting a ghee lamp, offering incense sticks, or ringing the bell evokes positivity and inspires divinity in me.